It's time now for the Peter Channel New News Report on this Friday afternoon, June 3rd, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I get new news headlines on this Friday afternoon, and our top story at 12 noon is Washington, where the U.S. economy created the fewest number of jobs in more than 5.5 years as manufacturing and construction employment fell sharply, suggesting slippage in the labor market that could make it harder for the Federal Reserve. The remarkable survival of a 7-year-old Japanese boy abandoned in the forest by his parents who wanted to teach him a lesson prompted nationwide joint relief on Friday. We have generally learned that there is not much utility in the fact-checking every tweet that springs to life from the imagination of Donald Trump or which receives this blessing via retweet. Many have been left wondering what Prince of Death means to the country's ongoing battle with pain, addiction, and the ever-growing opioid epidemic. Florida, Texas, 5 U.S. Army soldiers died Thursday when their truck overturned in the creek here, according to a statement by the Army. The Olympic Games arrived in Brazil at a time when the country is ravaged by a crisis, with 2 months ago until the cauldron is lit. In Rio de Janeiro, the host of South America's first Games is grappling with a public health emergency. Paris, the death toll from a week of a migrant. Smuggled a disaster in the Mediterranean spiked Friday with a discovery more than 100 drowning victims off the coast of Libya amid searches for survivors of at least 2 restricted boats in water. The banks of the Seine on Friday, as in Paris, where the Louvre Museum and the Musée d'Orsay relocated masterpieces from rooms vulnerable to flooding. As the Seine rise at highest level since 1982. Sepp Blatter and deputies arranged huge plans after indictments, FIFA says, as Jerome Vecchi and Sepp Blatter are accused of mounting a coordinated effort to enrich themselves. All in all, it's been a pretty good week for Nicolas Maduro, the embattled and ambassador president of Venezuela. Yes, so as food riots and the fuel blocks from the presidential palace that were broken up with tear gas and pro-government. San Diego. Hillary Clinton called Kim Jong-un a sadistic dictator during a speech that described Donald Trump as unfit for president. Baghdad. Iraqi security forces on villages outskirts halted their offense against the Islamic State amid fears for the safety of 50,000 civilians before being used as human shields. Washington Chinese technology behemoth Huawei is being investigated by the U.S. Commerce Department for its connection to transactions in North Korea. Chico, California. Bernie Sanders' first touchdown in California 10 months ago, and close to 20,000 people filled the Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena to see him. The police patrolled the campus of the University of California, Los Angeles, after shooting there on Wednesday as UCLA gunmen have targeted a second professor and killed a woman. In April, police officers were at the scene when a 1-year-old girl was shot in the head in Chicago. The agency to investigate police misconduct cases in the city expected to release 100 videos on Friday. Donuts, donut. The Inception donut will blow your mind. As the man spell them, they're delicious. As this is National Donut Day. Washington alleged Somali war criminal fed the United States has been working as a security guard at Dulles International Airport near Washington, D.C. Washington, a major gun control group has endorsed Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton and is pledged to help her win the California primary. Washington, former Mexican President Vicente Fox challenged the Republican nominee Donald Trump to a debate over immigration. Washington, a woman. On the same day, Hillary Clinton and on Donald Trump and on foreign policy. Bernie Sanders took a swap at Clinton for his support of the Iraq War. San Jose, California, protesters following Donald Trump's speech in San Jose, California turned violent as his supporters were repelled with eggs and insults as they left the arena. The good news for investors is that it just got a whole lot easier to figure out what the Federal Reserve is going to do in the months ahead. J.P. Morgan Chase Company Chief Executive Officer Jamie Dimon warned that the investment bank may have to cut jobs in the UK if the country decides to exit the European Union and the Euro referendum this month. Roger Rico died on Wednesday at Say-One as he led Pepsi USA and the Pepsi Company during some of the most intense years of America's famed Cold Wars in the 80s. When he died on Wednesday, the business board lost an exception was good. United Airlines was revamped its international business class cabin with custom-made light flatbeds and Sun Suite light pods that feature better designs by Saks Fifth Avenue HD TV screens as well as new airport lounges that include showers and private. Chicago, McDonald's reportedly in event stocks to move its corporate headquarters from Airport Television Studios in Chicago. Kiev, Ukraine. Labor Aerospace told SAS will supply the integrated air management system for the new Antonov NAN-132D aircraft. New York, the price of crude bounced back from the $50 mark Friday after the latest figure in the U.S. Labor Department just a growth in AMP. Fares for global use electric vehicles on the rise, but were can be gained by reference in European and Asian policy in the IEA report found. Not Federer, Town Administrator Michael Gallagher sought to delay fires that the coming year's budget will bring fire station closure to Thursday's board of selectmen meeting. Gallagher said that the town would be doing everything possible to keep all 3 stations open 24/7. Fire Chief Michael Busso said that this week was because of the thin staffing and lean overtime budget. It was possible that the station would close on occasional shifts that too many firefighters were at for sick time. Vacation of absence, Busso said that it was slow to keep them from happening. Gallagher said it would be possible if closures arise and the town will consider how overtime is managed and explore other funding sources if necessary. He praised the department heads for coping with a tight budget. Cambridge, Massachusetts. Matt Damon is passing on to Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Graduates, a little bit of advice that he got from former President Bill Clinton. The actor spoke more than 1,000 undergraduates and almost 1,800 graduate students at MIT's commencement Friday after listing some of the world's greatest problems. He then told them to turn the problems you see haven't engaged the actor ends. Filmmaker grew up near the Cambridge, Massachusetts campus and played a mathematically gifted custodian at the school's 1997 movie Good Will Hunting. Damon dropped out of Harvard to take and pursue his acting career. The born and then star told MIT students that it was an honor to be part of the day, although it was an honor that he didn't earn. It's said that it'll be a golden dream with a deadline. Such thoughts will be to have inspired scientists to share a big dream. The sentences of the human gentlemen who are prepared to accept a tight deadline in just 10 years. Athens, Greece. Scientists say had a collection of the structures of this government shell waters off the Greek found in the Zakros were actually formed by a natural process. Hubble Space Telescope view of the galaxy UGC 9391, which contains 7 variable stars and supernovas that scientists scheduled to calculate a newly precise value for Hubble's constant. Photo is failing because his ancestors were domesticated twice. New searchers had previously sent spot dogs were domesticated once. There are 2 new cases of this week have brought to the number of reported cases in the Commonwealth of Virginia up to 20, 11 of them in Northern Virginia. 2 new cases of Zika virus were reported in Northern Virginia. For a Cyprus girl, sick an adult that looked like her was a truly term pursuing her experience as a patient at Texas Scottish Rite Hospital in Children and Dallas. Emma was born of a rare birth defect that required an amputation of the leg. And now look at your stock markets at 12:08 p.m. Alright, take a look at the stocks. Dow, down 42.32 points at 17,796.34. SP Power, down 8.62 points at $2.96.64. Nasdaq, down 32.31 points at 4,939.06. European markets next 104.34 at 10,103.26. FTSE up 24.02 points at 6,209.63. CAC 40, down 44.22 points at 44.21.78. Asian markets, Nikkei up 7.68 points at 16,642.23. Shanghai up 12.95 points at 2,938.18 and HSI 8.102 points at 88.02 points at 29.47.24. Oil markets down 45 cents at 48.72. Brent down 4 cents at 49.64 and natural gas down 8,000.2.397. Gold markets up 29.20 points at 1241.80. Silver up 325,000 points 16.35 and copper up 47,000 points at 2.117. Bonds, US 10 year 1.7108 down 10 cents. Bond 10 yield 0.071% down 4,000 points. And Germany's 10 year yield 0.176% to a minus 0.108. FX bonds, European US dollar 1.1329 up 18,000 points. US dollar Japanese yen down 12.04 points at 106.81. And Great Britain US dollar 1.4515 up 93,000 points. Look at that commodities. Wheat 491 3/4 up 6 1/4. Soybean 11.33 3/4 down 10.5. Corn flour 15.5 up quarter. Sugar 18.53 up 45 cents. Coffee $2.70 up at 125.70. Cotton up 9 cents at 63.77. Red rice 11.36 down 1 cent. And cocoa 2018 down 39. Live cattle 170.825 up 175,000 point. Ladog A1.85 down 175, and FT cattle 146.50 up 10 cents. And looking at New England Insular, it's at 12.10. Oh, alright, let's move it on to sports, where the Boston Red Sox will be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Game time, 7:10 p.m. at Fenway Park, with David Price the man for the Red Sox. Stephen Curry is the world's best player. Draymond Green is the most leader, and Klay Thompson is a contemporary star. Santa Clara, California. U.S. coach Jurgen Klinsmann realized full that a strong corporate American brand on a home soil could mean much to his country hosting another World Cup. In a tragic accident in Vanderbilt freshman pitcher Donnie Everett died Thursday night after drowning accident. Spokesman at the Coffee County Sheriff's Department confirmed Friday. And in Paris, Serena Williams moved within one victory, a second consecutive French Open trophy, and 22nd Grand Slam title overall, beating Kiki Bertens 7-6, 7-6 in the semifinals on Friday. Peter Chell News on 12:11 p.m. on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for a Trevor Report. Let's study off down in Rhode Island, where it is looking good on our ways and byways, Rhode Island, except about 138 on the westbound side. Little Sound, Jamestown, Bridge on the westbound side. 95 on the southbound side, so from London on to 395. Out of the Cape, Route 20 on the northbound side. Little so, but it's looking good on the border and more bridges and 22 from Port and Falmouth and Route 6 from Samuel Island to Sandwich. Southeastern Massachusetts highways out. Looking good. Southeast Express on the northbound side. Slow go around the Dorchester Stretch, but Route 2 on the westbound side. A little slow around. Route 120 in Lexington. Mass Factory change with 290, 395. Automated slow go and 290 on the westbound side. A little slow around. Route 485 in Marlborough. Everett Turnpike on the northbound side. A little slow around the Manchester Stretch from 101 to Route 93. But highways and byways are Northern New England, Vermont, North Maine are looking good, and I-89 and 91 on the southbound side of the store after the Canadian border. Down in Connecticut, 91 on the southbound side, 91 on the northbound side, also before Route 20 Windsor Locks. I-84 on the eastbound side, also on Hartford Stretch, 91 on the northbound side, also before the I-84 in Hartford, Connecticut, I-84 in both ends, also after Route 8 in Waterbury. I-84 on the westbound side, also on the Southbury Stretch, 95 on both ends, also on moving around Route 91 and 95 northbound side. It did stop and go from Greenwich to 7th and Hippex Grand Fairfield and Merritt Parkway and the eastbound side, also from Greenwich down to New Canaan. And out of New York City, Long Expressway on the both ends, also from the Queens all the way up to Brooklyn. 270 on both ends, also from Brooklyn Battery Tunnel all the way up to Brooklyn. 270 on the westbound side, also around the Veneers Bridge. West Side Parkway on the northbound side, also on Lincoln Tunnel, Manhattan, FDR Drive on both ends. It's also from Long Island Expressway out to Harlem. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel on the northbound side, also headed towards Lower Manhattan. 95 on both ends, also in the Bronx, all the way at the New Jersey via the George Washington Bridge. I-87 on the northbound side, it's over the Bronx, the Yonkers. New Jersey Turnpike, it is slow go on the 7th side just before the Delaware Memorial Bridge, but it's looking good from New York to Delaware. And Garden State Park is looking good from New York on the Wildwood. New York State Freeway is looking good from New York all the way on the Pennsylvania border. I-89 on the westbound side, it is slow for the lock in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Turnpike is going from Philly to Pittsburgh, 79 on the northbound side. Also just after the Pennsylvania Turnpike, just north of Pittsburgh. Again, 376 on the westbound side. Also on Homestead, headed towards Pittsburgh. And down to Maryland, 270 on the northbound side. Also on I-70, I-83 on the northbound side. Also from Baltimore to Towson, 695 on the northbound side. Also from Glen Burnie all the way to 95. Just near Baltimore and the Capital Beltway. Slow from Route 15 to Naples all the way up to Route 95. Baltimore Washington Parkway also after the Capital Beltway. And 395 on the southbound side. Slow from Washington all the way up to Alexandria. And 95 on the southbound side. Also from Capital Beltway at Dumfries. And 660 on the eastbound side. Also to Arlington. 660 on the westbound side. Also Chantilly. 260 on the eastbound side. Also around the Capital Beltway. And 95 on both ends. Also around Fredericksburg, Virginia stretch. Alright, take a look at MBTA alerts at 12:14. Alright, take a look at New England Instant Alerts Still on S4 and S5 experiencing minor delays to the traffic on the commuter rail. Please board all Freeman Worcester Line trains and outbound platforms of Westbury Grafton Station today. Please board all Worcester Line trains on the inbound platforms of Wellesley Farmstead West Station today. But the commuter rail and the ferries are looking good. Pewter Channel News Time is now 12:15 p.m. on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for a weather report. Current condition in North Massachusetts at 12:15 p.m. 66 degrees on temperature overcast skies. Humidity of 75%, 19 above Celsius. Wind speed for about 3 miles an hour. Barometer 3.8 inches. Dew point about 38 degrees, and a visibility of 10 miles an hour. Alright, take a look at current conditions around New England. 63 degrees out in Boston. 62 in Beverly and Gloucester. It's 66 in Fitchburg and 68 in Fitchburg, 66 in Bedford, at 62 in Worcester, 65 in Norwood, 66 in Taunton, 63 in Bedford, 61 in Plymouth, 62 in Provincetown, 61 in Falmouth, 61 degrees in Chatham, 63 in Martha's and Nantucket, 59 in Woodsall, 61 in Newport, Rhode Island, and Providence, Rhode Island, 60 in Montauk, 65 in Ingleston, New York City, 62 in Bridgeport, New Haven, Connecticut, 61 in Denver and Meriden, Connecticut, 63 in Waterbury, Connecticut, 66 in Hartford and Springfield, 62 in Orange, Massachusetts, 64 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 32 degrees, Albany, New York, 31 degrees, Sarah Springs, 73 in Redwood, Vermont, 69 in Bennington, 60 degrees, Laconia, New Hampshire, 66 degrees at Concord, Manchester, and Nashville, New Hampshire, 61 degrees at Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 60 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Alright, take a look at the map situation around the country. Shows a cold front from Utah, stretching all the way up in the south to merge with a low pressure in the eastern Dakotas, merge with a warm front down from Minnesota, down from Wisconsin, and pink front from eastern North Dakota, stretching up to Manitoba, down to Saskatchewan. High pressure ridges around the Pacific Northwest with a warm front off the British Columbia, a firm front down to California coast, and another firm front from southeastern California, stretching down the Gulf of California with a pair of low pressures in western Arizona, and another one in Baja California, Mexico. And we got a low pressure center in central Texas and a stationary front from Texas all the way down through the Ohio Valley and regional coast from Ohio, stretching up in New York State and up to Quebec, where the warm front and pink front in the northeast of Quebec with a low pressure ridge in western Quebec, and a pair of low-pressure ridges off the Carolina coast stretching out to sea, and a high-pressure ridge way out Florida, and another high-pressure ridge down in Colorado. 73 degrees at temperature in Detroit and Pittsburgh, 75 in Washington, D.C., 85 in Atlanta, Georgia, 88 in Miami, Florida, 88 in Brownsville, Texas, 72 in Dallas, Texas, 76 in Kansas City, 73 in Chicago, 67 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 78 in Norman, Nebraska. It is 63 in Great Falls, Montana, 61 in Seattle, 61 in San Francisco, 62 in Los Angeles, it's 85 in Las Vegas, 8 in Phoenix, Arizona, 68 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 600 degrees out in Denver, Colorado, 700 degrees out in Salt Lake City, Utah. Alright, let's look at the radar. Alright, looking at latest radar. Where we're seeing some spotty rain showers around East Ham and Yarmouth and Central Now, keeping down to the line of rain showers from Chatham, stretching down at Martha's Vineyard and western portion of Nantucket, and another line of rain showers just ran north of the canal from Sagamore and all the way down to Wareham around 25 and 495, and a line of rain showers from Bedford stretching all the way down for Montauk in eastern New York State, and a line of rain showers coming much down from Woodstock down for Providence, down at Warwick down for eastern portion of Connecticut and stretching down to Attleboro, and another patchy rain showers around northwestern portion of Connecticut, and a little line of rain showers from Brookfield and Waterbury, Connecticut, all the way down for western Connecticut, around Sanford and around north of Huntington, Long Island. Alright. Zooming in just a little bit, some spotty, heavy showers and thunderstorms around northwestern portions of Maine, patchy rain showers from down East Maine, stretching on Brunswick and stretching in northern portions of Nova Scotia, and a line of rain showers from western portions of Nova Scotia, and a line of rain showers coming from New York City all the way down to the Jersey Shore, and then around eastern Delaware, and a line of rain showers from east central portions of Pennsylvania, stretching it in for western Pennsylvania, and down for western Virginia and west portions of Virginia, and down to southeastern portions of Ohio. Zooming out just a little bit around the country, and it shows a line of rain showers off the Carolinas and Georgia, a line of rain showers from southeast to South Dakota, and down to northwestern Iowa, coming to much of Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, and several portions of Manitoba, and a line of rain showers in central portions of Saskatchewan, and a line of rain showers in eastern and western portions of British Columbia, and a line of showers and storms from Missouri down for Arkansas, Louisiana, down for Texas and Oklahoma, and a line of spotty rain showers around eastern Florida from Daytona Beach all the way down north of Miami, and a line of rain showers off the Florida Gulf Coast. Alright, looking at satellite picture here, and it shows a line of clouds coming to much of New England and stretching down 7 New York down for the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and coming around from Pennsylvania down for Illinois and coming down for the Gulf States around Louisiana. And Atlantic clouds from western Wisconsin and coming to much of Minnesota and western Iowa and coming to much of eastern Dakota down for Nebraska. Atlantic clouds from Colorado down for western Nebraska, down for South Dakota, and coming to much of Wyoming, down to northern Utah, and up to the western portions of Montana. Atlantic clouds from southwestern portions of Washington and northwestern portions of Oregon, and Atlantic clouds off the California coast. Atlantic clouds from Manitoba down to Saskatchewan and the northern Alberta, and Atlantic clouds coming to much of the British Columbia. Alright, take a look at forecast discussion around the region. An approaching cold front will bring a few showers to the region today. Weak high pressure building in the region Saturday with summer-like temperatures and dry weather. Mild with rain Sunday and Sunday night, perhaps area times with a low risk threat of flooding, while turning cooler. Throughout early next week with the chances of showers of thunderstorms, perhaps drier late this week, but the overall trend appears to be cool and then settled weather for the remaining in the early half of June. Weak shortwave moving across the region with joining some scattered showers across North Carolina at mid-morning. This activity working on the way into the Rhode Island, southeast Massachusetts in the next few hours. Rainfall meant to be quite light with joining trace after probably no more than 500 inches. Scattered showers should be exited southeast New England coast by around mid-afternoon. Otherwise, should remain mostly to the drive to the north of Massachusetts at this time. And abundance of clouds will persist in the mid-afternoon, but should see some breaks eventually develop, especially in over the Mass Pike late in the afternoon or evening. This should push high temperature to 79 and so forth, will likely hold in the high temperatures in the 60 along the eastern Massachusetts coast. Keep it out. By late afternoon, prefrontal throw and ahead of a cold front will approach our western zone. Some surface instability will develop, but probably capes less than 1,000 kg this Bay journey and a few showers along with the interior, perhaps the lowest of an isolated thunderstorm or two across western Massachusetts late this afternoon and early this evening. And if you're going into Norton High School graduation at 7 p.m. at Xfinity Center in Mansfield, Massachusetts, 68 degrees with cloud skies. So, no weather is not going to dampen the spirits of the graduates of 2016 of Norton High School as they'll be marching down the Xfinity Center stage and getting their diplomas. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For this afternoon, sky showers mainly between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Cloud skies about 30 degrees. Southward about 3 to 6 miles an hour. Chance is 40%. Tonight, patch back up to 3 a.m. Plus clouds cover about 37 degrees. Southward about 6 miles coming in the evening. For Saturday, patch back for 9 a.m. Plus clouds cover about 83 degrees. Northwest about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Saturday night, patch back up to 3 a.m. Plus clouds cover about 59 degrees. Southward about 6 miles coming after midnight. Sunday, check rain, then rain likely possibly a thunderstorm. After 3 p.m., thunderstorms produce heavy rain. Clouds got about 72 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 8 miles an hour. Anticipation 6%. Saturday night, rain possibly a thunderstorm maybe before 3 a.m. Then a church rain and thunderstorms after 3 a.m. Thunderstorms produce heavy rain patch back at 11 p.m. Low around 62 degrees. Chance precipitation is 8%. So, my pick to the weekend, Saturday over Sunday, because Saturday you can get your activities planned Sunday. Do that in the morning, then get your indoor activities instead of outside on Sunday because it's going to be pouring on Sunday. And from Monday, back to work, back to school, chance of rain before Sunday, and then a chance of showers between 7 a.m. and noon. Parts of the podcast got about 80, about 6 degrees, chance patient 40%. Tuesday, both of the podcast got about 79, about 57 degrees. Wednesday, both of the podcast got about 74, about 53 degrees. And for Thursday, both sides got about 75 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the afternoon, a cloudy and a showery Friday on tap. Peter Wiggins, have a good afternoon. That's going to be it for the Peter channel. New news report on this June 3rd, 2069 on Friday. Peter, have a good afternoon, good positive. I'll see you at either 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock for our Peter channel evening report. Have a good afternoon.